What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? It's Htgawm. What up, everybody? It's Htgawm. Everybody, let's talk about it. What up, everybody? It's Htgawm. Let's talk about it. This is How to Get Away with Murder, Season 6, Episode 12. All right, now we get down to the nitty gritty. It's only 3 episodes left after this. It's a 2-week break, so I won't talk to you guys next week. I will see you the week after that. I know why they did that to us. They know we on the quarantine, child. I don't know why they would do that, okay? But whatever. Tonight was a good episode. They're kind of starting to tie everything in. I feel like they just bringing everybody in from all the seasons just to make a cameo appearance. But I don't want to waste no more time. Let's go ahead and get into it. We pick up right up where we left off, where Gabriel is telling the whole crew about what happened. He's telling them that Denise Pollock is the one who killed Asher. He saw her in the FBI office. All of this stuff is going on. You know, they all in on it and everything, and all of this going on. So the guys don't believe him. They don't believe him, and they telling him to get out the house. He's just trying to make them paranoid. And so, you know, he leaves, but he's like, listen, I'm just trying to warn you. I'm trying to let you know what's up, basically. Then we see flashes of Connor. Connor is jogging, and he sees a car that's kind of trailing him, and he kind of notices that there's this SUV that's trailing him, and so he dodges off the path, and he's like really paranoid now, you know, thinking that maybe the FBI could possibly, you know, have done this to Asher. The 3 of them talk about it when Gabriel leaves, and basically he's like, you know, Connor's like, don't say anything, you know, the room could be bugged. Do you believe him? They're like, no, we don't believe him. You know, he just saying anything, you know, X, Y, and Z. Tegan and Annalise are at the courthouse. They're about to go in and argue for her to have another location for her house arrest. They want her to be able to come to Kaplan and Gold so she can discuss the court cases with Tegan, you know, in order to build her defense. So as they're getting ready to walk into the courthouse, Robert shows up. You remember I asked y'all who Robert was? Robert was Bay, okay? Remember she had went on him a couple of dates or whatever? And so, you know, Annalise is like, listen, we went on some dates. We had a good time and everything. But, you know, we don't have time for this. He's like, I want to be in your legal team. I want to help you. And Tegan is like, this is a conflict of interest. You went on dates with her. Like, come on. Relax, okay? Like, you're not about to be up here or whatever. And he's like, come on, you know, I can do it. He kind of go back and forth with him for a little bit. And it's kind of like, why is he there? Like, what is his purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, she thought he was an FBI informant, so she kind of fell back on him. And I mean, she's like, anybody with sense will want to get away from me right now. You know, all these things are happening. Like, boy, what's wrong with you? Tegan tells him he needs to go down to the bar across the street. Maybe he can find some lonely, accomplished women there. And he was like, how you know? You know from experience? And she was like, what you mean? Like, uh-oh, you caught that? You caught that vibe? Oh, okay. Whatever. And she turned around and leave, but he had, you know, he had pulled her card. He know that she like Annalise. And I was like, this is getting interesting. They go into the court case. They argue for her to get, like I said, another location for her house arrest. And, you know, then the judge agrees. She gives her the ruling so she can be able to leave the house and go to Kaplan and Gold. But then the DA or the state attorney or the federal, whatever you want to call them, child, whoever they are, the ADA in there, USA, whoever they are, child, she said, we want to put in a new charge. We was like, what? Everybody was like, what? Who? Charge? Child, they charging Annalise with capital murder. Let me say that one more time, baby.
Capital murder.
I mean, they gonna kill her. That's what they mean. They charging her with the death of Asher and the DA. So Asher and the person he killed. She gonna get charged with that too. So y'all just gonna charge Annalise with everything. At the beginning too, when they was getting ready to walk in the courthouse, Tegan made a reference to Game of Thrones where she was like, you know, we're getting ready to storm the Red Keep and all of this stuff. And she was talking about Khaleesi and the dragons or whatever. And Annalise was like, what? She was like, girl, Game of Thrones, I'm your Khaleesi. We're gonna come back to that later on, okay? Michaela's lawyer calls her and tells her that Annalise has been charged with murder, and she tells Connor and Oliver, and Oliver says basically that they signed a deal with the devil. You know, they're gonna kill Annalise, they're gonna give her all these murders, they gotta lie and all this stuff. So, you know, he's basically, they starting to freak out like they typically do, y'all. This is typically common behavior for the 3 of them, to spend the whole episode freaking out, making cookies and shit. Like, this is what they normally do, y'all. Tegan, Bonnie, Frank, and Annalise, they kind of like strategize on what's going on. You know, they're talking about the governor. They're talking about everything that's going on with the case. And then a visitor shows up, and guess who it is? It's Miss Vivian. So Vivian comes and she begs for Annalise's help, basically saying that she wants her to protect Gabriel. Gabriel knows who killed Asher. He knows that's the FBI. And, And, you know, he can say that for her, but she needs to help him. She needs to be able to protect him. Annalise is like, girl, I don't have time for this. I'm not about to play with you. Who knows if this is some type of weird setup? Like, you tried to set me up the last time. Like, girl, you fooled me once. No, girl, I ain't got time. And she walks away. Annalise, Frank, and Bonnie, they talk about that as well. And, you know, they're basically like, you know, she lying. She set you up. They don't believe what's going on with her and Gabriel at this point. Well, Bonnie is like, we can tell Nate his testimony can be used in court, you know, that will work towards you. If we get him on the team, he could probably work in your favor. And she's like, no, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Vivian is at Gabriel's, and basically he's upset because she went to Annalise. He says that Annalise threatened him, and she's like, she threatened you? He's like, no, I mean, her dude threatened me. He plays the recording of Frank saying, I didn't kill Sam. I should have killed him, you know, but maybe killing his son would do better or whatever. And she was like, well, I mean, you wanted to stay here because, you know, she was such a great lawyer, so I figured she could help you more than anybody else. Gabriel said something about he wants to talk to Frank's sister, Hannah. Now, Hannah been a pain in our booty hole since the first season, y'all. She been a pain. I ain't gonna lie to you. She been right up in there, an itch that ain't never going away, up in it. You hear me? Vivian was like, boy, that lady is crazy. I left that family for a reason, okay? And one of the reasons is that whole crazy, you don't know the whole story, baby. I'm trying to tell you, leading people alone, okay? Leading people alone. Stop, don't do that. He said that Sam's sister grew up with Frank's family. Because when she heard the tape, she was like, is that Frank? And he was like, yeah. She said Sam's sister grew up with Frank's family. So y'all keep that right there too. That's going to come back into play later at some point, I feel like. Basically, mama say Hannah evil. Y'all don't need to be messing with her. Don't deal with her. You know, like leave her alone. But we know that Gabriel is not going to listen to his mother. Kayla goes to her lawyer and she wants to like try to renegotiate the deal, and the lawyer's like, girl, I mean, what is going on? Did Annalise get to you? And she's like, no, but I don't want to be responsible for nobody's death. They're trying to kill her. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. And she tells her about the FBI and the murder that could possibly do. And she's like, what kind of evidence do you have that the FBI, you know, murdered them? Like, girl, what are you talking about? And back at home, Oliver is trying to pump them up, you know, basically saying y'all are smart enough, y'all can figure out a way to get yourself out of this. You just gotta think. You just gotta think. Frank is stalking Miss Pollock while she's out getting her lunch, and she gets some food from her food truck. She sits down to eat, and then she gets up to leave, and she leaves a cup there, and then Xavier Castillo shows up and picks up the cup, and he walks away. It's like a coffee cup. So he goes away, and I guess Frank captures him. He calls Bonnie. We see Bonnie walking in the house, and he like, I got him. You know what I'm saying? I got him. And she was like, oh, okay, well, where he at? And he was like, he with me. He with me right now. Okay, he's right here with me. And Bonnie is like, don't do nothing stupid. Tell me where you at. And he's like, listen, you got to trust me. She like, listen, you got to trust me. Where you at? Just go ahead and tell me where you at. And he's like, just don't worry about it. I got this, girl. Click. I was like, child, it's going to be bad news. We already know it's going to be bad news, child. Just bad news. So him and Xavier talk a little bit, and Xavier tries to kind of like bribe him and say, you know, everybody can give you some money, because they was talking about the FBI agent. Yeah, he did. She was working for them, you know, and it's easy to buy an FBI agent, and how much money you want, basically. And he was like, nah, I'm cool. And he just started beating him up with a tire iron. I was like, okay, Frank, well, you know, at least you sexy again. Tegan meets with the AUSA, and she's trying to get her to drop the charges, and the AUSA is just, y'all, she is unflinchingly, she will not drop the charges. She's gonna keep these death penalties. I'm like, y'all are doing so much, honey. It's so extra. And so she tells Annalise she needs to go to the committee. DOJ need to have a committee. That's what she needs to do next, and tell them you a social justice warrior. You out here, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing. And you know what I'm, and Annalise is like, you know how long it's gonna take us to get to that committee, girl? Like, it's gonna take us. And then Annalise will start turning her head, and she's like, you know what? Let the dragon out. There go your back to the Khaleesi reference earlier, right? Khaleesi had dragons. Boom, I'm your Khaleesi. Now it's time to let the dragon out. Then we see Annalise at a press conference, which is bomb. Okay, what she doing is coming at them. Before they come at her, she's talking about how the FBI is trying to hide the truth, and she got the truth on her side. And basically she's saying, you know, I'm out here in the community doing stuff for the people. I'm out here being a social justice warrior, trying to help the people that's been in jail and
incarcerated unjustly, okay, and I'm out here winning, and they don't want to see me win, okay, so they're out here putting people in jail and killing people. Even though we only 13% of the population, we are over half of the people that's getting killed on death row. This some BS.
So what y'all gonna do is tweet, text, and call, because we gonna let them know we see you, boo. We see you, you see me, and
We see each other.
all right? And we see a quick little scene where Daddy shows up at Michaela's house. Something about him just ain't on the up and up. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but something about him just ain't right. It ain't serving my spirit. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, but it's something going on. So Bonnie tells Annalise about how they have Xavier, and Annalise is like tripping out, like, because she don't want Frank to kill him. She needs him to come to court and confess. They're calling Frank over and over again. They can't get in touch with him. And then Annalise is like, girl, he love you, girl. Relax, chick. Like, relax. Okay? Like, you gotta believe it, but he love you. And she was like, I don't care about that. She was like, girl, don't act like you don't care about when the world about to end, everybody finna go to jail. You not worried about if the man you love you back. Like, cut it, girl. Cut it out. Okay? Cut it out. Because she worried about if he got Xavier, if Xavier tell him where Laurel is, he going to jump up and run and go try to find Laurel. But I think Frank is over Laurel at this point. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like he's over Laurel. I don't know. What do y'all think? Frank laying down the plastic on the floor. I'm like, oh, Lord, he getting ready to take him on out, Lord. He about to take him out. He asked him if he want Laurel back, and then they go into this whole thing about Laurel, how he tried to be a good man for Laurel. He tried. And he tells him how, he wanted his father's love, but he loved Laurel more, and, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to be the man for Laurel, but he wasn't, and he's just not. Now he has somebody who love him, and her name ain't Laurel. Okay, so you can go ahead and start talking about Laurel because you just wasting your breath. And then he sticks the tube down his throat. And I was like, wow. Michaela and Daddy talked, and from like the gist of the conversation was like, I don't want Annalise to die because she didn't actually kill anybody. She didn't actually say that, but that was like the basic underlying of the conversation was, I don't want her to die. I feel guilty because like she didn't kill anybody. So like I feel sad that, she could possibly die. And her dad says,
it's okay. Annalise has a powerful spell, and you was under her powerful spell, and even though you pushed somebody off a balcony, she should go to jail and die.
You shouldn't feel bad about it. Oh, and I can be your dad. Oh. Michaela can kick rocks. For real. Trash. Straight trash. Oliver and Connor talk, and Connor feels guilty about the fact that he has to basically lie to be free. And Oliver tell him some bogus, like, oh, well, do it for me. The blood will be on my hands. I just don't want to lose you. Like, Oliver is low-key trash, and I'm tired of him. Like, I wish he would go away. I don't like Oliver's character no more. He just turned me off. Like, boy, shut up. You wanted somebody to die. Tell me I don't want to lose you. You want this lady to die. She ain't even do nothing. Like, come on now. Come on, y'all. Like, I just cannot. Oliver can go. He can go, too. He can go. Robert comes to see Tegan, and he kind of calls Tegan out on the fact that she likes Annalise and she's doing this case. So he was like, I realized that I was just trying to get on the case because I want to be close to Annalise. But then now I realize that you're doing the same thing, and you need to realize that you like her. You got a thing for her, and you need to tell her that. And she's like, listen, I'm focused. I got this together. I'm a professional woman. The only thing I'm focused on is getting her out and having her to be free in this world. And he's like, girl, I'm telling you, it's going to cloud your judgment. Like Annalise, she had me crazy, and I kind of liked it. I'm just saying, like the girl is powerful, baby, and she got her spell on you. She put a spell on you. Oh, yeah. And now you're mine. She put a spell on you. I don't know no more words. So anywho, he can, she got a little place on her heart. I'm like, okay, they pushing the storyline. All right, they're gonna get together. That's cute. That's cute or whatever. If she had a little girlfriend at the end of the season, that'd be cute. So they finally get in touch with Frank, and he says, he good. He handling this. This is court of law. Annalise is like, no, wait. There's another way that we can use him. Like, don't do nothing drastic. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. I got another plan. Annalise in the garage, and she's talking to Nate. And in a nutshell, she tells him everything that's going on. She tells him that the FBI killed Asher. They all in on it. Why you think they can't find Xavier Castillo, and they got their best men out there, and he's still out there free? We found him in a few hours. Like, come on. We have Xavier Castillo. If you want to see him, this is the man who killed your father. If you want to see him, you can handle some business, you can, or whatever. And he's like, acting like he gonna call Langford, that's the FBI man, and say, well, she out here, she kidnapped Xavier Castillo. I'm like, nigga, you ain't finna call nobody. Like, cut it out. Okay, he's wearing me to the low. He is wearing me to the low gravy. I am so tired of his corn chip ass. Okay, ooh, Lord, they don't shoot Nate or put him in jail, because I'm gonna talk about it in a minute, okay? Because I am tired of him, girl. I am tired, honey. Nate is about to get it because I'm over him. Over it. Over. She's basically like, you know, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to, you know, deal with the person that killed your daddy. Who do you hate more? Do you hate me more or do you hate him more? So of course he chooses the old boys, you know what I'm saying? So he show up in a little basement situation. He questions him about his father. He wants to know why his father was killed. What was the plan? Basically saying, you're not gonna admit to killing my father. At first, Xavier won't confess. So then we see Frank and Bonnie on the phone, and he's telling her that he left Nate alone with old boy, and Bonnie is like, you sure you basically like, you sure he need to do that because he killed his daddy? Like, you know what he did the last time he killed him with his bare hands. You know, he killed Miller. Y'all remember that? Yeah. So you might not want to be leaving him alone, but you know, Frank is like, I got this, chill out, you know, I got this. She also asked about Laura. Did Xavier tell him where Laura was? And he was like, girl, chill out. Like, I love you. I just need for you to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you. Stop tripping. And she was like, I love you too. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Y'all finna go to jail. But hopefully y'all make it free like Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm saying? Bonnie and Frank. So Gabriel take his big head ass over to the house. And he sit at the table talking about he gonna trade them because he's not gonna go and tell Annalise that they're ratting on him if they tell him what happened to his daddy. First of all, I am tired of Sam. And next week I see they going back in the past. Girl, that storyline is dead, honey. But they are going to revive, and I guarantee you it's going to be some new stuff and some more information. We're going to be like, really? That happened? Okay. So, anywho, he said he want to know what happens to his pappy. Now, y'all know Michaela, and she might tell him. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like he kind of should find out before the end of the series. You know, it's over with. He should know what happened to his daddy. His daddy was trash. He needs to know what happens to his daddy, you know. But, I mean, it's going to hurt him when he find out that Michaela and Wes killed his daddy. Well, all of them really was in the house, you know, participated in some way, shape, or form. They basically is like, boy, get up out of here. Ain't nobody finna tell you nothing. And then he say something very mean, like, you know, Asher told me that, and he was like, you know, oh yeah, it hurt you to think somebody you love told me something like that. And I was like, really, Gabriel? When did you become so vicious? That seemed kind of out of character for him. But you know, that was real ugly for no reason. Like, and Michaela was like, listen, even lying, deceiving Asher is better than your trash ass. So like, don't try me, okay? They put him out the house. Tegan calls Annalise and tell her that the press conference worked and the DOJ wants to have a meeting with them today at whatever time. So Annalise gets to argue her case on whether or not they can charge her with capital murder. When she hangs up the phone, Michaela and Connor are there, and they're basically telling her, you know, that they have a recording of Gabriel telling them that the FBI killed Asher, and this could get her off, this get her charges dropped, that they won't have to testify against her. They need to use this. And she's like, dude, why would I use this? It's gonna put Gabriel's life at risk. And she was like, well, I mean, this is what I taught y'all, how to throw people under the bus. And Michaela's like, well, you threw Nate under the bus. And she was like, I did it for you. And I still, and this the thanks I get. And I was like, about time you got them together, okay? I threw him under the bus for you, girl. They kind of shame or whatever. She's like, this is only gonna get Asher's charges removed, because apparently there's other witnesses that can confess or testify to all of my crimes. And she's like, that's when, you know, she basically pulled a whole card, was like, I know you the ones who testifying against me. Admit you testifying. And they're like, yes, we admitted that we the informants or whatever. We got convinced by the guy. We didn't, you know, we feel sorry about it, and we know that you taught us better, and you know, now we stuck or whatever, and we're sorry, you know, like, we're sorry, we apologize. And it's my thing, y'all always coming to her after you done did something stupid, asking her to help you, telling her you sorry, instead of the other way around. Like, that's what kills me. Y'all ready to throw her under the bus because it benefited you. You want her to take the fall for your crimes, okay? For your crimes, because Asher is the one who killed. We ain't gonna go through it, y'all know. And then turn around, throw her under the bus, and now you want her to save you again because you made a mistake and you don't want her to die. Now you feel guilty because they trying to kill her, and now you trying to go back. Like, that's not how life works. She been protecting you for this long, and I'm glad she did what she did. We're after hearing about the death penalty case with the DOJ, and at the same time, we're with Xavier and Nate. They are cross-cut. So Nate is like choking him and going back and forth with him, choking him out, asking him questions. And you know, and Tegan is doing this presentation, basically giving her argument of how the government is trying to, you know, basically harass Annalise Keating, trying to have a sanctioned, government sanctioned murder. I like that. How she said, hold up, I wrote it down, y'all. She said, hold up, child, it was good. Hold up. She said, a capricious application of the death penalty. Okay, I live for that. A capricious application of the death penalty, honey. I was here for that line. They're going back and forth. And so basically what unfolded to me in that scene, y'all tell me, is that when Tegan was talking and Nate was going back and forth answering the questions with Xavier and how he was talking about how the Governor Burkhead wanted to take Annalise down, and they wanted to make her look like she was letting violent criminals back on the street. And Tegan is saying she built her career challenging the system. She built her career, standing up for victims and being a social justice warrior and X, Y, and Z. And Nate is like, why did you kill my father? Because of politics. That's not the only reason. He's like, that's the only reason, bro. Like, I'm sorry, your daddy was just a pawn. And they go back and forth, and they're kind of like explaining her story. That's what they are doing. They are pursuing her because she's coming up against them, because she won the Supreme Court, because she embarrassed the FBI. So they're coming after her. They're basically making a case out of thin air. So they're coming after her for that reason. It's kind of like illustrating Tegan's point. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got from that whole scene. That was a really clever scene. I like the way they shot that. So Xavier is telling Nate at the same time that he's sorry. He will tell whoever he needs to tell, He will tell him, just let him live. Please let him live. And Nate is like, I'm going to let Frank decide that. He puts the gun that he has, he puts it away, and he walks out, so we think. But the hearing, like, it's getting tense. The scene is tense because it's going back and forth. And so we see that the lady is like, listen, do you have any evidence to prove all of this stuff that you're talking about? And so Annalise, at the last minute, we think she's going to pull out the recording of Gabriel that Michaela and Connor gave her. She made the recording of Michaela and Connor saying that they was informants, that, this is how they can get out of it. They got a recording of Gabriel, and, they got coerced, and X, Y, and Z. And, baby, I lived for every second of it. I was 1,000% here for Annalise throwing they ass right up under that bus just like they did her. Because guess what her mama said? Her mama said, beloved, you out here trying to be a mama to everybody, but last time I checked, you ain't got no kids. Okay? You need to worry about yourself. So that's what she finally did. Okay, was think about herself and them kids. The lady was like, we don't even know is this real. And Annalise was like, girl, you need to sit down, okay? That's what you need to do, okay? Because you was a part of this whole situation, girl. What you need to do is sit down. She said sit down like I be telling the kids. You need to sit down. That's what you need to do, girl, because you was a part of this whole situation, girl. So you need to be quiet, sis. She was like, what more proof do you need? I got their phone number. You can ask Lanford. He can bring them down here because that was his, that was his people. We just trying to figure out what the tea is, Judge. What you want to know? And the judge was like, okay, we're going to have to reconvene. Then we see Langford shows up to Michaela and Connor's house, and he's like, listen, they have a recording saying X, Y, and Z. So do I need to put the cuffs on y'all? We need to come on down to the office. Because Langford know he about to be in trouble too, okay? So everybody like, oh, damn, she done threw us under the bus. I was like, that's right, she did. And you deserved it. You deserved it because you could have told the truth. It's going on to jail for your crimes you committed. But instead, y'all going to put this old lady in jail. Baby, I cannot. Well, it's decision time for Annalise, and her and Tegan have a moment outside, and they hold hands. It was a tender moment, and she tells her, I wrote it down. Annalise says that she don't deserve to die. She didn't kill nobody, and that's true. And Tegan is like, I never believed it, girl. I never believed any of it. And Annalise is just like, well, I hope they don't believe it, And she says, we're gonna be good. And I can promise you that, we're gonna keep going. And Annalise like, you can't promise me that. And she's like, girl, I can. You know why? And she tells her that nobody on this, there's a few people on this horrible earth that make her feel the way Annalise make her feel. You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. A woman. I said, y'all better do it. Y'all better be cute. And they hold hands and they be like, Father God, we come to you today. They had a little prayer, you know what I'm saying? She tells her she gave a voice to every victim of injustice. I said, girl, you better say it, girl. She is Martin Luther King. All right? She is Martin Luther King, honey. She tell her she is the first person who have gave her real purpose in a long time. I said, girl, that's Bae right there. That's Bae. She love you, girl. She love you, girl. And Annalise put her head on the shoulder. I was like, oh, this is... They going into the courthouse and the people like, listen, you know what I'm saying? We can't be all in y'all business like that, but what we gonna recommend is y'all have an internal review on how you got these immunity deals signed. But in the meantime, what we can rule on is this. What they not gonna do is kill you, girl, because they ain't even got their paperwork together over here. All right, so you not gonna die today, sis. You gonna live. She gonna live. She excited. They had their little moment. I was happy, girl. Something got to happen good on the show. I mean, damn. Frank and Nate is in the car, they riding back, and you know, Frank is like, okay, well, you talked to him? He was like, yeah, you know, they was like, he confessed, yeah, he confessed, you know, well, he gonna testify in court, and he was like, no. And he was like, well, you just didn't ask him, you know. He was like, no, I took care of it. And he was like, you took care of it. And then we see a flashback to Nate when he's leaving out, and he's saying, I'm gonna let Frank decide. Basically, if you live, Xavier starts going on and on about, hey, you know, we can get my dad, you know, we can team up. He not gonna see it coming. And Nate's like, you ready to lose your father? He was like, yeah, he deserved it. And he was like, yeah, let's hurt him. And then he snapped his neck. So my thing is like this: Annalise ain't killed nobody. Okay, and Nate has killed 2 people, and so it pissed me off that he think he could go around here killing people and just blame it on Annalise. This is what he do. He kills other people and then he blames it on Annalise. Why did they do Nate's character like this? They made his character arc pure trash. Like, he's horrible now. You're out here snapping people's neck, and you used to be an officer of the law. Do you got some type of dignity, sir? Are you kidding me? It ain't even about saving Annalise at this point. It's like, you cannot be out here snapping people's necks, sir, and then be on the morality high horse. How? Make it make sense, beloved? I don't know. Y'all. What is the tea with Nathan? I'm confused. You cannot go around here killing people with your bare hands, sir, and think that you have a moral high ground to stand on. You a murderer. You ain't no better than him. Child. As Frank is calling Annalise to tell her this, Vivian shows up at her apartment. And Vivian, you know, they almost got a little homegirl relationship. I feel like if her and Annalise got some margaritas, they could talk about how ain't shit Sam was before Annalise go to jail. You know what I'm saying? At this point, girl, just chop it up with it. Vivian is there. She's telling her, listen, I got something else that can help you, you know, but you got to agree to help Gabriel. And she was like, I already helped Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? I helped him today, girl. I had a tape of him saying everything, but I didn't play it. I could have played it. She was like, well, for now, well, why you over here, ho? Okay, Vivian, don't come over here with that. Now, we started off good, Vivian. Don't start that. She was like, okay, well, I know the person who started the war against you. And Annalise was like, who, girl? Hannah? And she was like, how do you know? And she was like, girl, it ain't no secret Hannah hate me. And she was like, well, why do you think she hates you? Well, because she a miserable hoe who think I killed her brother. Girl, no, you must not know what happened between them. And it was like, zoom, zoom, zoom. They sleeping with each other. I ain't see the preview, y'all. They just said it was just the most shocking. The most shocking. I was like, oh, it's the most shocking? Oh, okay. Well, we're going to see, child, if it's the most shocking, honey. But I don't know what it's going to be, child. What else is it going to be? We're going to be back in time. At least going to have that braid wig on again. Bonnie going to have that horrible haircut. It's so thin. Frank gonna have that. He got that, what's his name? Jack from the Young and the Restless. He got that Jack cut from Young and the Restless. Shout out to Young and the Restless. You ain't had no grandma if you ain't watching Young and the Restless. If you ain't watched no soap operas, okay? Shout out to Young and the Restless. It kept me through. She got that Jack Abbott haircut. Yes, he do. My God. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next week, y'all. I'm a little bummed out because we just found out today that school is over. We're not going back to school for the rest of the year. So they're going to start opening up some things pretty soon. Nothing major, just like the doctor's offices. What else they're going to open? I think they said retail to go. So like you can order something from the store and go pick it up, you know, like things like that. Like they're slowly opening some retail things. So we'll see what happens. You know, I ain't going out there no time soon because the park's gonna open too. So you know everybody and grandma gonna be out there jogging. I'm gonna let them go out there. Y'all seen that main meme that say I'm gonna let them go out there and catch that first batch of air. We gonna see how that's gonna roll. And cause the cases ain't even stopped. They had not doubling as much as they were. You know how they was like doubling every day. They're not doubling every day, but they not going down either, y'all. So you know, we'll see what happens, you know. So I'm praying for you guys. I hope you guys are praying for me. Be safe, wear your mask. I wouldn't, well, I'm not going to tell you what to wear. Wear masks, wear gloves, whatever you need to feel safe, okay? So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will holler at y'all next time. Be safe. Peace.